This is Damon Stevens with Fenwell Builders. Today is Thursday, January 27th, 2022, and this is a market update for trades of our day. And the question is who's going to win? How far down do we go here before we find support? Market continues to stay flat or sell off. So just continue to be careful out there. There is opportunities every day. So let's take a look at what opportunities we had today and how we can leverage that to make money. All right, looking at the overall market, you can see the Dow Jones closed down 0.02%, so pretty well flat. NASDAQ down 1.4%, S&P 500 down 0.5%. So more tech stuff selling off, except for, Microsoft. Microsoft did very well today, and so did Amazon holding on. But the rest of them were very weak. You can see Tesla really sold off, so did NVIDIA, Intel, and banks were weaker today as well, but energy stayed strong. Healthcare was strong. So we did have some strength in the market, but it was very mixed across the board. Looking here at the charts too, you can see that pretty much it ended up being a downward trend and then flat for the rest of the day. And same with NASDAQ, same with the SPY. So everything's pretty well following the same suit here. Looking at our scanner, we did have one small cap pop up, INDO. Over 110, and so let's take a look at that one. That would be the one trade for today. You can hear it, INDO. Unless you were on this on pre-market or saw this coming, you probably would have missed this one. So 261 all the way up to 921. So just a huge move. Here's where you can get it though. This once this hits the scanner, it did drop back to 462. Almost to this trend line here, and then ramped up here to 740. So still a great move. If you missed that one, there was another dip here that happened down and hit our trend line at 495, back up to $7. And this was after hours though. So if you missed it, after hours was where you got it. But now you can see we have a downward sloping trend line, and I don't like that. So this may have been a one-day thing for us, but yeah, great trade. And so hopefully you're able to capture some of that. Look at our earnings this week. So we've talked about IBM, Microsoft, Intel, Apple, and McDonald's were today, and Caterpillar tomorrow. So let's take a look at the charts and see how we're ending up here for the week. So Microsoft, we had this huge run up to 308.50. We had a pull back here to 293.08. And then today we ran back up to 307.31 before falling back down to the 100 moving average, and it did close up just right above the 100, just barely under the 50. So you see this little consolidation right here. So the question is this consolidating to come down, or can we get a rally back up here, possibly to this 307, or maybe even higher on our trend lines here? So we'll see what it brings coming into Friday. Just be careful because sometimes Fridays have lighter volume. So just watch your price action in the morning, and we'll see where this takes us. See if it breaks up or breaks down. And just to help out a little bit, if you are using trend lines here to help you navigate, I'll go ahead and put this up here so you can see kind of where we're at. So here's kind of, just imagine this being your channel now. And if you break down here below this, it's funny, we're 299.85. We couldn't break over 300. Again, we had to close under 300. So it's interesting that Microsoft does that. But anyway, so if you break below this 300 level, this 299 level, we could be breaking down here and find support back down here at this 293.08. So just be aware of that. But if not, hopefully we could just continue up and right up to tag this top line here. So Microsoft continues to remain on the list. Tesla, we talked about this for now over a week, that we broke this back through this trend line, and then most likely we're going to probably come down. That's exactly what we've done all week. In fact, today was just quite a swing. Boy, talking about opportunity. Hopefully some of you got this today. But you see here, we dropped all the way back below the 200 now. So that's very weak. So my guess is we're probably going to come down here somewhere to this support line here. I got it set at 773.31. This was where the breakout happened for the last breakout for Tesla, where we moved up to the highs here. So just looking to see if that's maybe an area of support down here, and see if we fall back down and hit our bottom trend line on this way down. So we could rally up in the morning and get back above the 200. If we do, then obviously that's, more if we're going, day trading on the long side. But if not, we may come down here and visit our line down here. So just be aware of that. And I really kind of wanted to show you this on the intraday, how you can trade Tesla. I've talked about this for months, that Tesla just, continues to deliver, whether it's up or down. It continues to give you opportunities here. And even today, you can see here, we had this big run up over the last few days. And then today we hit the top of this, our resistance line here, 979.56, and it failed. And then it broke our next line that we had down here at 956. So once it broke this one, which was kind of where we had support before breaking down, once it broke this line, this is where a good short opportunity is. And even if you missed that one, getting below this 50 and the 20 and the 100 would have been another opportunity for this short. And this is an opportunity where, I wanted to look to see, do we hit some resistance here? Because you see all this momentum here, or this movement here, but it didn't. It just blew right through it like it was nothing. So that support line didn't mean anything, and it just came down here to the bottoms here where we were before. This 853 area, you can see kind of where we had this double bottom before breaking up. So that's exactly where we came down, right back down into this area, and then broke through it, and which surprised me again, and just kept on going. And I broke through my two support lines down here as well, around the 840 level. And so now we're sitting here at 829, and who knows if we're just going to probably go lower, but that's a lot of weakness. And boy, what a fall, over 100 points today. So wow. So, that was a great opportunity for anybody who was shorting on a day or scalp. And then Apple, they've had their earnings come out. And let's see here. So on the day, you see here on our trend line coming up here, we've tagged it several times on the top end, and then once here on the bottom, and then once again, we're just kind of consolidating. So trying to get some momentum here to break up here. So this consolidation, if it happens too long, more likely we're going to come down here and most likely hit some of our support lines down here, or even the 200. But if we can break up here and get back to some momentum here, then hopefully we can rally back up on our trend lines here. But on Apple too, I want to show you that kind of the choppiness you're seeing here. And even though there's choppiness, if you're a good scalper, you can get in and out on these trades as it kind of just moves up and down, back and forth. But you can see here after hours. So here's kind of where I had my support line here, and you see after hours here, we have kind of a triple bottom here, and then boom, the earnings came out and it skyrocketed. And here's where the high was for the day. So that's where your breakout is. So didn't get any of this, got some of this at the top, shorted some of it, and then captured some of this, and then that was it. I was out as soon as it came back to this line here. I wasn't interested in spending more time on the day, so I left it. And it looks like it just ran right back up here to highs. So we'll see what happens in the morning, but it took right back off again. Surprised me. I thought for sure just retrace and kind of flatten out. But this market, this last week with all the earnings have really surprised me, because a lot of them make this full movement here, like Apple. Typically, it'll come hit a high, come back, maybe retrace and flatten out, or stay flat at the top or flatten at the bottom. And this just, continue to have momentum through the evening. So very interesting. McDonald's. So McDonald's, you see here, this little drop off here. It is finding support here. We have our lower trend line here. You see it's hit it several times, and we're just below it right now again. So hopefully we can get a bounce here and bounce back in as we have in the past, and rally back up. If not, then with a 200, is next on the docket, and it spiked down there towards the 200, but pulled back up. So if we don't get going again and get over this 251 tomorrow morning, then you could expect possibly some downside back to, this bottom down here around 240. So just something beware of on my McDonald's. As far as Netflix goes, you can see here we had this pullback, found support, rallied up here, and this is kind of where we're sitting now. Netflix, it rallied up here today, up to 391, then came right back down towards the bottom, just under the 20 moving average. So let me put a trend line on here so you can help. Hopefully this helps you guys. I know some people like it. Some people say just clutters it up for them. And so, there's always going to be a personal preference. But for me, I wanted to always want to give you guys something to help you out here. Oops, I lost my chart here. Okay. So let's get back here. Microsoft, so look for that. On BA, you can see here that we continue to break down on BA, so still showing weakness. I got a support line down here, 185. Hopefully we can find support off of that one. This just continues to break through more and more support lines. So very, very weak. Don't know if it continues down below 186. We'll just have to look, does it go to this next Fibonacci level here, around 183, or does it come down here to 176? We'll just have to play this out. But, I thought for sure at a minimum should find some support down here, 185.32. If you look back, you can see that was support before. So that's where that line came from. So let's see if we can get, support if this comes down a little bit lower. If not, we need to bounce above 192.49 to start rallying back up. So Caterpillar, we're here tomorrow. You see it's kind of been a downward trend. It did break out, very similar to what Tesla did. And now it's coming back towards the line here. It's been consolidating right here. But this is really kind of a bear flag to come down. But it's been hovering above that 50. So it's been trying to find support to rally up. Tomorrow should give it momentum either to rally back up and maybe hit back up towards this 230 level, or break back down, start breaking down and come back here, maybe to 200. If it breaks this 200 level, it might be, it might come back into this channel here. Could have some new future shorting opportunities here. So definitely be watching CAT for its reported earnings tomorrow. NVIDIA continues to show weakness here, consolidating here. This is very bullish, like more like a bearish flag, and so, this consolidates, it could drop lower. And we have a support line down here. It did tag it once at 208.97. So we'll see if that comes down and tags that again, and then tries to bounce off, or, does it break through and then come down here towards like 192 area. Index, I kind of show, it looks a little choppy, but I don't want to show you kind of where these support lines come from, because sometimes, people wonder, where are you getting your lines on your chart? And so for this line here, which we did break through, which I thought would be support here around 80, was back here. So we had tag here 1, 2, 3, and 4 where the breakout happened. So I thought for sure that was going to be good support. It did fall through it. So I put our next tag line down here, right above where we had the breakout. So see if we can find support there. It did tag it. If it breaks through this line, then we might be coming down to 60 or 50, or would be the next line down here. So it's hard to say, but boy, Invex really has sold off. We're in the 70s from 250s, 260s. If you want to go to the high, 331. So, and I don't know if some of these stocks are ever going to make it back. They just went so high so fast. It's going to be interesting to see if some of these stocks make it back, or if it takes years to get back to where they were before. So energy continues to be strong. You see Exxon, it's one of our gas our energy stocks, and you can see continues to hover here and continues to spike it, try to hit that resistance area. 76 is a huge resistance area. So it definitely needs more volume to come here to break that resistance and get this moving back up towards 78. So we'll see what it can do. Our K continues to come down. It tagged our support line that we had down here. It didn't go through it, but it tagged it here around 66. Our next one is down here at this last, failure and breakout around 59. So we'll see if it continues to go down or we can get a bounce. If it gets below 57, I'm not, then I guess it could come lower, but boy, this really has gotten beat up. But still watching it for a turnaround, and continue to subscribe to us and definitely provide feedback to us so we can continue bringing these videos to you. Looking at the treasury, this is what we need to have continue coming down so we can get strength to come back into the market. Again, 170 area, we got to get below, and it just continues to hold there, which doesn't give me confidence that the market's ready to bounce yet and move back up. US oil, see we're just kind of consolidating here, seeing if we can break above this trend line is where kind of I'd like to see the next move. You see what we've done it several times. So if we can keep that bullish momentum, we should be able to tag it again. Dollars showing strength. That's not good for the market either. It's rallying up here. So if it continues to rally up here again, we've got all these indicators showing weakness. So just something to be aware of. The VIX continues also, it's still over 30. So as long as it continues to be over 30, that's going to continue to cause the market to come down. And you see we had a big group here where it stayed for a few days before dropping off. So do we finish out the week here and get a drop off next week and finally get a rally? That's kind of the question. Definitely will be watching this VIX, and it's like I said, it's on my charts every day, all day long, so I can watch it to see kind of how the overall market's reacting. So it's something to be aware of. SPY, you can see the SPY, is consolidating here. This is more of a bearish flag here. So, do we break this, come back here, tag 120, or 420, if we break 420, 410.86, yeah, 430. So, and then we got a lower trend line clear down here. So hopefully you don't get that much weakness. But I have some support lines down here that I'm looking for. If we break above 442, 444, then we can start to try to rally back out of this thing. But we continue to rally up and fail and come back down. And we've done that several days. So that's not good. This shows a lot of weakness where we could probably come down lower. So we'll see what Friday brings. So here's a SPY, a little more. This is on a 10-minute chart, just so you can see the movement during the day. You just kind of want to show you, this is, 444. We talked about that just now, where kind of that's resistance. That's where we need to break out. And you see here with the failure, gave you a good shorting opportunity. And then you kind of see where you got a little double bottom right here, and you could rally back up here, tag it here at 441. A little short, get an opportunity down here to our trend line. You can see here's our downward sloping trend line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it definitely shows for a strong trend line and support. And so you can see here we're just consolidating right now from today and through after hours. So we'll see which direction we decide to go. We could remain flat. You see that we were flat here during the evening as well, yesterday evening. So just looking for momentum here to see if we can break up here. But you can see that there's definitely some resistance up here in this 440 areas. And so, if we rally back up there, one of these days we'll break through. But so far we've not. Triple Qs down, showing weak, and it's also showing a bullish, a bearish format here. And you can see we broke the support line and closed below it. So that tells me you're probably going to come a lot lower, possibly down. My next line down here is 334. So do we hit that tomorrow, or do we bounce up and start retracing back up and maybe hit 350? Until we get over 350, you're going to see weakness in the triple Qs. Semiconductors definitely weak. Boy, it just blew right through our trend line here. It's coming down to the secondary one. So let's see if we can get some support down here at 252, maybe 248. But definitely something to watch. If all these others are coming down, it's going to drag everything with it. Dow Jones, see here, a bearish flag as well. Broken down through here, but continues to try to close right there on our upper lower support line here on our trend line. So we'll see if it breaks down, doesn't hold this 341 area, then we may come down 340 or 338, 335, or down here to 331. So just something to be aware of. IWM also weak, blew down through our 100 moving average, and so now and also it's on our support line here. If it breaks down below 191, the 200 moving average is next on the list, and that's 176.64. So that would be the next level if we don't pop back up here soon. Financials tried to rally up here today, tagged the 50, passed through the 100, and then came all the way back down here. Now we're down here, 38. So closing week. So we'll see what happens. But we have support down here, 37. So hopefully that can hold. We also have the 200 down here. So we'll see what we can do with financials. The energy, we talked about energy, continues to climb up here. So this is a great opportunity. Our next resistance level is at 67, and we're below that. So that's something we're working towards. Looks like we ended kind of low on the day, kind of where we ended on the high of yesterday. So we'll see if we can rally back up here on energy. Bitcoin continue to consolidate. This is more of a bearish flag, so we could be coming down here to 34,000 next. We'll see. Leo, it's support on the 100 here, so we need to bounce off here. If we break below it, definitely a shorting opportunity or just get out. OMI, looking here at OMI, you can see here we're pulled down, found support, came back up here, and now we're just putting in a bullish flag here. So if we can pop back up there. FTM, more of a bearish flag, so it's not good. It's holding support barely in this area, but if it breaks below 195, then I'll definitely not be trading this one. SCRT, bearish flag as well. If it breaks below this, this 47 level, 547, then I'll definitely not be trading this one either. It's got to pop up here and hopefully get back over the 657 to rally back up. And then T-Fuel. T-Fuel just trying to struggle. It pulled way back here. It looked like it found support and was trying to bounce out of here. Still looking for it to break this resistance area. If I can see it break out, this 184 and then $2, then I think we can start to rally back up here. So just monitoring this one. But that's our cryptos. That's the stocks. That's a small cap that we are looking at today. We're looking at continuation plays tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, so just be careful out there. Make sure if you're holding overnight over the weekend that that's something you really want to do. And we'll continue to bring these videos to you, and we'll bring you a prep video for Sunday so you can be ready for Monday morning. So trade safe out there and have a great night, and we will talk to you later.